ever just leave your house and regret it?
Like, where was I going? Was that even necessary? Did I just have to like leave the house and, go do things, pursue goals and dreams out there? Did I have to do all that? Because the things that come from it are like a lot. 2 days ago, 2 days ago, I had to be in school for something a bit urgent because we're in the process of, going back to school. And in that case, we need to find like student accommodation and everything. So that's kind of the reason I had to leave home. The thing with where I school is that things just don't go as you think they would. Things just don't seem to work out at the appropriate time. Things just take a little bit longer to work out. So in that case, we had to be in school for quite a while before we got the response and the authorization that we were looking for in terms of accommodation. Now, that wasn't even the problem. I was willing to wait because I didn't have a lot to do that day yet so far. So I was like, okay, cool. If we need to be here for a bit longer, then well and good, as long as they take care of us and whatever. So eventually, by the time we got the response that we needed, it was around 2-3ish. I don't remember the exact time. So when they give us the authorization, you can find student accommodation and whatever, you can get a room and whatever. I was like, great, let me start going back home because I know how far I live from school. Because the thing is, guys, I don't own a car yet, but so that means like I needed to commute, connect, get mats to take me to where I live and then connect again to the estate. Like, it's a long process, it's a long journey, and I just prefer to do it during the day. So with that in mind, as soon as the room thing was sorted out, I was telling my friends, cool, I need to start stepping because I know it's gonna take a while for me to get back home. And they were like, cool, let's start walking. No sooner had we like started getting close to the gate than this biblical times kind of rain started pouring from nowhere. Okay, like it started with a few drops here and there, but it was like, isn't zile za kupita, they come and go and you're good. Sis, it just started raining. Literally, you see this water, it's like the ground, the clouds just the whole water out. And I'm just like, why is this happening now, specifically at this time? Because getting back home early is a big deal for any African child who still lives with the parents, because you don't want to upset your parents unnecessarily, and also just for your safety, So me, I was like, guy, okay. So we decided, of course, let's go get some shelter, go into one of the rooms, uko ndani, and just wait the rain out. Because I was like, in my head, I was like, maximum 30 minutes we'll be out of here, maximum. So yeah, we start talking with my friends, we catch up because we haven't seen each other in a while. This online class thing had made us, kind of not see each other as often as we would want to. So, here's an opportunity to catch up. Why not maximize on it? So stories are coming, zimeshika, we're laughing, we're just recapping everything that's been happening here and there and whatever. And then I look at the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's actually starting to get late. When am I gonna be exiting? Because it's still raining as hell. That kind of rain that I think God sent for the children of who was this guy in the Bible? Who built the ark? Noah. The kind of rain that was sent during Noah times. I feel like it was kind of half of that, maybe because I wasn't alive at those times, so I can't justify or conclude on it, but it was heavily pouring continuously for hours, or what seemed like hours. It was actually hours, yeah. So I'm panicking, and then all of a sudden on my phone I get a notification, and it's from someone that I work with, and they're asking me to do an urgent task. And because I'm a diligent worker, clearly I'm not going anywhere for a while, I might as well. So I respond to them, I'm like, yeah, I'm on it, give me like a few minutes, I'll do it and whatever. And they're like, bet. Turns out this task was quite tasking. Who would have thought? It ended up taking like a bit of my phone charge, and by the time I was done, my phone was like at around, I'd give it like 20%, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. See, next stop is home, so it's all right. Like, I don't have anything to lose with my charge like draining out like that. See, I'm just going home right now, so it's easy. So I ended up finishing the task, felt really nice about it, submitted it. Everything is working out. I'm catching up with my friends. I'm working. I've submitted what I needed to submit. Nice, awesome, good day, good vibe so far. Love it. But like, why is the rain not ending? why are the clouds trying to overdo? What's happening today? Like, I appreciate the rain and everything. I know it's a blessing, but like at that specific time, I felt like it was working against me because I couldn't understand. Because this is the type of rain that you can't put yourself out there and start walking in unless you have like a really strong umbrella, or you just don't care about your health. Because it's in the mvua ya hasira. It's like, God, are we being punished for something kind of rain? So I was just like, okay, let me just continue waiting it out. But deep down in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking about the Nairobi commuting scene and how, like, if you're not careful when it's raining in Nairobi, if you don't know, in Nairobi there's this thing that happens when it rains. Like, the drivers don't seem to drive as fast as normal days, and so traffic buildup is a mess. Everything is just stopping or slowing down. On top of that, if you don't own a car, for people like me who don't own a car yet, there's like flooded patches of, you know, all these puddles everywhere, so you can't even walk straight. And because of that, there's also traffic for people traffic, like mnatembe in a line, all of you, everyone behind each other. And then don't get me started on the fare tripling, quadrupling, being 10 times more than what it usually is, bus fare to get home. So me knowing I live a bit far, I just knew what I was up against. So I'm in my room, we're chilling with my friends, good vibes, but in the back of my mind I'm just thinking about everything, because I'm like, yo, you know, you guys, you're going just hapa, me I'm going huku mbali sana. So yeah, I'm here but I'm not here. Yeah, so by that time it's around like 5ish, yeah, and then eventually around 5:30 the rain ends and it's clear enough to walk now. So I'm like, oh, finally it's 5:30, let's go. I just want to get home. I started also getting hungry because, you know, like I hadn't eaten lunch because we were all in school just trying to catch up and everything. So I was getting to that point also in my mind where I'm like, when I'm hungry, guys, I lose it. It's either I become like slow mentally, I stop thinking, or I become aggressive and moody and you just don't want to be around me. And I'm sure it's like this for a lot of other people. So I was slowly also starting to get there. Yeah, okay. So yeah, just keep that in mind because it's going to be important for another part of the story. So I tell my friends, okay guys, I think it's time for us to leave, because even for you guys it's starting to get late. You know, this is firstborn daughter syndrome, because I don't even know, like, looking back, I don't even know why I was so, like, I was rallying people up like they're my children. Anyways, I don't know, it was just like my anxiety and the need to get home and just rest and just decompress. It was getting the better part of me. So eventually we leave school, we catch a MAT. A MAT is a minivan, for anyone coming across this terminology for the first time. It's a public means of transport in Kenya, very popular. So we catch a MAT to CBD, and of course the traffic has already built up. So we spent quite some time there. We spent a lot of time, like, by a lot of time I mean 30 minutes, but if you compare the distance between my school and town and how much time we spent, it's like a 5-minute drive, but we ended up spending 30 minutes. That was already a red flag for me, and I knew things were not gonna look any better from here. And then when I'm in the mat with my friend, I get like a phone call from the guys I work with. Let me just call them my employers, because I don't know what else to use. I get a phone call from my employer, like live phone call from, you know, Safaricom phone call, if you know what I mean. Not WhatsApp, not Instagram call, not an internet call, a real life phone call. So usually when that happens, you know, you're like, why are you calling me after hours? So by that time, you know, I remember, keep in mind guys, my phone had drained the charge up to 20 something percent, yeah. But at that time I was lax about it. I was like, sinisawa, like, I'm going home from here, so whatever. So getting this phone call was a bit of like alarm bells in my mind, because it's like, why are they calling me right now? It's 5:40 something, it's almost 6. Why are they calling me? It was actually like 5:50 something by this time. So I was like, okay, let me not pick, because, you know, I still want to earn money from these guys, so let me just pick it. Mind guys, these people are not even from Kenya. So when someone calls you from another country, a real life, I know you guys know what I mean when I say real life phone call. Okay, there's WhatsApp call, there's Instagram calls, there's Snapchat calls, and then there's like SIM card line calls. And when it's from another country, you just know, like, it's a big deal. Something is happening. So I pick the call, and then this lady talks to me. She's like,
hi, I'm this and this from this company, and we need you to urgently check your emails or your messaging applications, because there's a huge error that you made, and we need you to correct it, and we need you to send the edited version by 6.
So that basically means I had like 6 minutes to deliver. And then I was like, okay, yeah, so I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you guys on time, but since you've called me, I am on it like immediately. So I'm in the mat, yeah, and sitting in a mat, I don't know if it's just me, but you don't want to like have your phone out just working, because at any moment inaweza tu fanywa hivi and you'll never see it again. So I was kind of uneasy as is, just working from my phone in the mat. But then it's like when your employer from another country calls you after hours, it means it was urgent. So I'm there, I'm shaking, because I don't like disappointing people that believe in me, and these people really believe in me, and we have a nice working relationship. So I was just trying to deliver, shaking, trying to do whatever I needed to do and send it on time. And then what happens? My phone starts jamming, because if you own an Android, you already know. Once your phone starts showing you that charge notification that comes at 15%, you just know your phone is no longer your own, and it can switch off at any time, or it can jam at any time. Especially my phone. My phone has this thing that it does, yeah? Like when it's low on charge and I try to play a video, it starts glitching, like, and I just know it's going down, like it's about to shut off. And that's kind of what started happening. Even though I wasn't playing any videos, it started doing that thing that I just know it's about to die. And here I am, panicking, trying to send whatever I needed to send, the document I needed to send. So I'm like the intensity is rising. I'm shaking. My friend is there at the back trying to tell me, "Wow, guys, what to do?" And I'm like, I don't know, because my phone is hanging. And now from 15, it jumped to 5%. Android, Samsung, you need to do better with your batteries. But to be fair, my phone is a bit old, so I won't hold it against Samsung. But like, why now? Why when I need you the most? So my phone suddenly jumped from 15% to 5%, and I'm still like trying to, I'm shaking, I'm panicking, my phone is glitching. It's not looking good, bruv. Everybody in the mat is just looking at me, because I'm just like, Kai. Yeah, it was a very intense moment, and my friend was just at the back trying to calm me down, but like I had already shut down mentally. And yeah, but luckily at the nick of time, I managed to submit it, and it was sent. So we back one. Too easy. It was too easy. Come on, man. That's too easy. It's too easy. So we back on, and that's done. Now I just need to focus on going home, because all these hurdles that have been brought my way so far, I have conquered in the name of Jesus. So now we're still in the mat. We're still waiting for some traffic police guy to open for our lane so that we enter CBD Visual, because if you know Koja, you know. If you know, you know. So there we are. We're in that build-up traffic to get into town. So I asked someone what the time is. I think it was my friend. I think it was the guy sitting next to me. I don't remember. Then they start telling me it's like 6, and I'm like, oh my god. Because to get my place, you need at least 1 hour. At least 1 hour. At least. That's like on a good day, and that day was definitely not a good day. So I'm already like, eish. And thinking back, I don't even know why I was so on about going home, but that's how like your home environment is a very safe haven for you, because after having what was now becoming a very long day, I just wanted to be where I know I feel the safest and most comfortable. So I think that's why the urgency was there, because at some point I was like, why am I even like making such a big fuss to get home? So of course, after delivering the document, my phone died a peaceful death. It showed me that Samsung thing that just lets me know it's going off. It's done for the day, and you're on your own, kid. And I'm like, it's okay, you can die on me, it's cool, like I'm okay. The next stop is home, so whatever. So no, it was not whatever, and had miscalculated a very important aspect of me getting home, which is fare. Keep in mind, guys, remember I told you, when it rains in Nairobi, it pours, figuratively and literally, because everything just seems not to work anymore. And part of that is bus fares going up like crazy. And if you're lucky, if the buses that you use to get home have a constant price range, it's fine. But at this point, I only had 100 shillings to my name. 100 shillings is the equivalent of $1 for anyone who's curious. Less than $1 these days because inflation. But like, let's work with that, yeah. And I knew 100 shillings could get me to the town I live. But there's also another commute, a quick one I have to make to actually get to my estate, and that's like at least 50 bob. So I knew I was messed up again. So I was just like, you know what, it's cool, because the thing is, the rest of my money was on my phone. I only had 100 shillings in cash. The rest of my money was in my M-Pesa. So the catch was, I only had 100 shillings to my name. I need at least 150 to 200 to actually get to my house, my parents' house where I live. So that's another problem that I had forgotten about. And my friend's phone, who I was with at the time, was also dead, so she couldn't save me, and she also had like a fixed amount of cash. So I'm like, okay, trying to rationalize the problem, and I'm like, it's okay, no problem.